TV. Here we have two dignitaries here with us from the UK most prestigious university, that is one at Teesside. Here today we'll discuss about the lot of interesting facts like living style and accommodation cost, what are the research opportunities, that everything related to the UK. Then this is the best platform that you can able to learn anything. It's a hand-on information with us. We have two dignitaries here. One is Dr. Sassy Cook and one is Saban Taylor with us.
Thank you. So I'm Dr. Susie Cook. I'm Associate Dean for International within the School of Health and Social Care at Teesside University.
And I'm Dr. Siobhan Taylor. I'm Principal Lecturer International, also from the School of Health and Social Care at Teesside University.
Okay, thank you. Thanks very much. Like a pretty beautiful thing here. You know, it's really privileged to have you with us here.
And we're delighted to be here. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks very much. Let us start with this, how the student life in UK.
Well, the UK is a really great place to work and study and live. For students in the UK, we have a long history of welcoming international students in the UK. We have multicultural society, and degrees from the UK are recognised across the world. A real advantage of studying in the UK is that it's quite a small island, so actually there's very short travelling distances to visit many places in the UK.
Okay, so where is Teesside University in UK?
So Teesside University is in the heart of England. It is about 3 hours from London and 3 hours from Edinburgh. So it is in commutable distance of most of the United Kingdom. It's set in the northeast of England, in Middlesbrough, and it's a campus university.
Okay.
And the advantage of the campus university means that there's very little commuting and travelling costs for students. So literally to get from one side of the campus to another, 10 minutes walk, and all the schools, facilities and accommodation are within the campus.
Okay. So how health sector plays a vital role in UK economy, or else what are the opportunities that the student can have?
Yeah. So within healthcare, obviously the NHS is our big healthcare provider across the United Kingdom. Within the School of Health, we offer courses for all nursing professions, so children's nursing, adult nursing, midwifery, mental health services nursing. We also cover all the allied health professionals, so physiotherapy, occupational therapy. We have a list of courses for allied health professionals. We also cover sports courses and sports physiotherapy. And we also have a provision for public health courses and also research. So we cover a wide range of health courses. And the beauty of the health courses is that we deliver at both undergraduate and postgraduate level for students. And all our undergraduate and postgraduate courses for nursing and allied health professionals, the students leave registered professionals, so they can register at the end of the course with support from our course leaders, which allows them then to work as registered practitioners in the UK and outside the UK.
Okay, how the Teesside University health programs are unique from other English-speaking countries like USA and Australia?
So what we have with our health courses is that we have really state-of-the-art facilities, so that within the campus the students can learn many clinical skills in real-life simulated scenarios, so that they're much better prepared both mentally and academically in facing patient situations out in practice. And we also, the School of Health, as well as our other schools, so we have the Business School, Social Sciences, Humanities and Law, Science, Engineering and Design, Computing and Digital Technologies, and the Middlesbrough Institute for Modern Art, and the School of Health. We all have really very good links out in practice with business and with healthcare providers, so that our courses provide both the academic, theoretical knowledge with simulation-based learning, and then also actual real-life practice as part of the course on practice placements out in the hospitals and community settings as well.
Okay. suppose if you take example of the student has taken a bachelor's program.
Yes.
So you're saying that the practical approach can be taken place.
Yes. So
okay. So in which year they can be taken place? Either it can be in an initial year or else at the end of the year.
with all our courses for healthcare and allied health professionals, they start from the beginning in a placement. So they do 50% placement and 50% academic work. So from the minute they join us, we have already organised a placement with them in our local provider healthcare systems or business systems, dependent on the course. So that's built in.
And then also with our postgraduate courses, we've developed 2-year master's degrees that provide an internship within the second year of the masters as well, and that's in public health, in sports physiotherapy, and in global leadership and management and healthcare.
Yeah.
Okay. Suppose if a student wants to study a master's program in a Teesside,
Yes.
so suppose they'll come in a different backgrounds, like they'll come, one is from India, then one is from another other states. So their backgrounds would be different and teaching patterns would be different.
Yes.
Then how you have designed your program in such a way that everyone then can cope up with that one?
We've got a long history of delivering the public health care course to make sure that we integrate all our international students and home students to learn together. It's actually delivered as well by our course leader is actually from Uganda, so we have a mix of lecturers that are international and home as well, and we make sure the course is integrated so they learn, and we can support with English support if they require that. We've recognised within the international market in the last couple of years that we've been working in the School of Health to increase international opportunities, that with the Masters in Public Health we've made it a 2-year course. So they do they can come in and do the internship and learn with their colleagues, both international and home. So we've got a long history of making sure that we integrate international students with home students.
Okay.
And in terms of people coming from different countries, different professional backgrounds, and how we integrate that into then our courses and the entry for those people to come to our courses, we have specialist dedicated teams looking at equivalencies, so that dependent on what qualifications somebody's bringing in from India or China or Malaysia, we look at the equivalency so that they match our entry criteria for the equivalent of that UK entrance.
So then, so do you have any industry tie-ups, to provide the internship for your health students?
Absolutely. So we're just currently working with our public health providers. So all our internships, they have a guaranteed placement within public health that is part of the course. It's there and they automatically get it. So we work with all our public health providers to provide that.
And then we've also been linking in with the sports providers. So for the 2-year masters sports therapy internship, we have links with semi-professional clubs, and we have links with clinicians working with Premier League clubs. We have very close links with Middlesbrough Football Club coming in to do teaching as well. And we also run our own Teesside University sports injury clinic, so there's the opportunity to treat people in that as well. And for the global leadership and management, we've got links with our NHS trusts there for internships.
And for students who don't want to do an internship, if they don't want to do that, we provide research opportunities so they can do some research with our professors around the public health agenda.
Okay. So if someone want to settle in a public health sector in UK, so then what do you suggest? Will you suggest to start from the basics, like something from the bachelor's, or else from the masters? What do you suggest?
We would suggest that they come in with a degree if they've already got one, and then they come onto the public health course. We would say that they need something that's related to healthcare or science that they can then use their public health learning to influence.
Okay, so actually then what is the basic program, if someone want to settle, like public health sector, in health sector in UK, what is the general procedure in UK?
In terms of the academic course,
academic of the course, and if they want to pursue their career in terms of in health sector itself, if someone working as a nurse, anything, what would be the basic criteria? Then what is the settlement process?
So what we do, the course is designed to allow transition both to studying in the UK and studying at master's level. So the course starts with modules that integrate what we call transition to mastery, and also an introduction to public health issues and research skills. And then as the first year progresses, the students are able to start focusing and developing their knowledge and skills in particular areas in public health that they then want to carry through into the second year to develop as part of the internship and their final dissertation research project.
And in terms of the requirements they need to enter onto that course, we would be saying a relevant degree or some experience already. They may already be a nurse. So we've recently had a student from Uganda. She's a nurse from Uganda and she's come to study obesity on the public health course, and that video's live for people to see. She shares her story, and she's now gone on to the doctorate in public health because once you've done the masters in public health, if you want to, they can progress on to the doctorate, and if they've passed it, they can miss the first year of the doctorate and move on to the doctorate, the second year of the doctoral programme. So they can. So we would ask them to come with a relevant degree and meet the IELTS requirement to come onto the public health course.
Okay. Is there government body will conduct any examination, before settling, before entering into their professions?
Once they come out with their masters in public health from Teesside University, there's no further registration required then to go into employment. And actually we build into the course, because we recognise our obligation to support our students beyond the course when they finished in terms of employability. So within the course, as part of the internship, for example, we put on workshops and provide support with CV writing skills, interview skills, and anything that the student is working on in terms of their academic work and their research. It's always very contemporary to practice, so they come out with really high employability skills.
Yeah, and as a university, we pride ourselves on good student satisfaction, international student satisfaction, and also especially across the university, but especially in the School of Health, in supporting students into work when they finish.
Okay, so there is no examinations required.
Not for public health.
Not for the public health. For the rest of the programs, like mental health and psychotherapy.
For the nursing programs, they need.
Programs,
yes, for the healthcare programs and allied health programs, they need to fulfill the course, and then they will be supported to get their registration, and then they can apply for jobs within healthcare. And they're supported to do that. And we know that 98% of our students go into work from the course.
Okay, then what is this registration procedure actually in UK?
Yep, so they have
nursing registration.
So they have to have completed their degree from a British university, so with ourselves, and then they need to apply for registration, demonstrate that they've got their degree, and then they have to do a short test.
Okay, if someone has finished their pharmacy degree in India and came for the master's program in a Teesside University, so if he can pass with good grades, does he able to get a job? Like, I mean, has that, if he has to clear any entrance test?
In pharmacy?
Yes.
So if we don't actually do pharmacy, but for a student it's slightly different, so they have to make sure that they meet the requirements in the UK for pharmacy to be able to come over and practice. And in terms of pharmacy, we wouldn't be able to advise on that. We don't run pharmacy. But for example, if it was a nursing student and they'd done nursing in India, they would have to meet the requirement of the nursing standards in the UK and be signed off by the NMC.
Okay.
But if somebody came in with a degree in pharmacy already, we do get quite a few pharmacists and medics, surgeons on our public health masters. There's no further registration required for them to get a job in public health after the masters in public health.
But not specifically the pharmacy.
No, that's right. They'd be able to get employment working as a public health practitioner, either in management or research or in a clinical team.
What are the popular programs in terms of these health-related courses?
I think what we've seen over the last 2 years in terms of healthcare, that the most popular courses for international students and our home students is the nursing courses, so adult and child nursing, physiotherapy, sports physiotherapy, public health, and our courses around sports physiotherapy and postgraduate courses.
Okay, what would be the duration of these programs for a master's?
2 years.
For a bachelor's?
Bachelor's 3 years.
3 years.
For 3 years.
Yeah.
Okay, does the same kind of a faculty that will teach to the same master's level?
Yes, all our staff teach across levels of education. So the majority of our staff, well, they all have honours degrees, many have masters and many have doctorates, so we'll teach across the range of courses. So you find then that we're able to draw on a range of broad skills in terms of both specialist topic area for teaching, but also able to work to teaching at different levels, right from level 4 up to doctorate level at level 8.
Okay. So,
just another course that's gaining interest is we've got a Masters in Global Healthcare Leadership.
okay.
Because what we see in the United Kingdom is healthcare professionals who then have to manage staff and understand how to lead staff. So it's not only of interest to our UK students, but it's also of interest to healthcare professionals from other parts of the world who are already registered professionals, but they need to manage and lead within their organisation. So that's gaining interest, and that's a 2-year Masters with an internship.
Okay, okay. So what are the career opportunities for psychology students? You know, do we have specializations like forensic psychology and criminal psychology and more MSc psychology?
Yeah.
So what are the opportunities they have?
So the psychology degrees sit within our School of Social Sciences, Humanities and Law, and we run a clinical psychology doctorate, and as you say, a range across the fields of psychology. I think what we have in the university is a really comprehensive website, so that if anybody was interested in any courses that we offer across the schools that I've mentioned, at www.tees.ac.uk, the homepage, as soon as you come up, has a box in the middle, course search. You type in a keyword of a area you're interested in, and then it can take you through to all the different courses and details of those.
Okay, okay. In some courses in psychology programs, they require a BPS certification, like British Psychological Society.
Yes.
So do they really required for all the courses in a Teesside as well?
Yeah, so all our clinical courses are all, and many of the others are law and business, they're all accredited or recognised by professional bodies within the UK, including the BPS for our psychology courses.
And it runs on a similar process to the health school, whereas they get their placement and they work through to get registration for registered courses.
Okay, okay. What are the placement options that are available to the Teesside students?
As we've explained earlier, in the healthcare registered courses, the placement is automatic. It's already built into the programme. To allow us to run the course and for the Nursing Midwifery Council to sign it off, we have to build that in. So they come and we automatically allocate that in healthcare practice. For the Masters in Public Health, and as Siobhan said, the Masters in Sports Physiotherapy, we have developed an internship. So they will go out onto internships in science and engineering and in media and in SSHL, again, where there's 2-year Masters courses and internships developed in for our international students, and that's organised from within the university.
So being a sports and psychotherapy, like in a master's programs, then how a curriculum could be designed, then how it will be helpful to the student?
Well, what the curriculum design, what's really helpful for the student is they're getting practical experience. So it's not just theory, it's not just classroom based. They're actually all the way through all the programs, they're applying what they learn in classroom into practice. So it really embeds their learning, their knowledge, their understanding, and makes them far more employable when they graduate.
Okay, how the credits has been allocated, like, whether you take in the consideration to the entire the performance of the student from the joining to the end, or else only at the end of the presentation or dissertation?
Our students are tracked all the way through all the way through their courses. They're tracked, and especially the healthcare students, they're tracked by us as academics, but also by the professions that they're working in also support them all the way through. So we track that, we track any issues they may have. We also support with their placement. Our lecturers go out into placement and check they're okay. So all the way through, we are there to support them. They have personal tutors to support them. So that's built into all our courses, whether it be in our school or other schools.
And they accumulate their credits module by module. So it's not just at the end. Each time, it's a 20 credit or 40 credit module. Once they've successfully passed the assessed part of that module, they get the credits, and then each year we have assessment boards to ratify those marks, because sometimes what you find actually is that people's circumstances or choices change, and they may start a course and then find actually after a year later there's something that means they can no longer continue. So because they accumulate credits at our university, and after the first year that's ratified, many of the courses have what we call a step off option, so they go away with some sort of qualification. education.
Okay.
So for example, in a master's, they might, if they don't complete to the end of the master's, they'd still go away with something like a postgraduate diploma.
But what we really
Okay.
do, all our students, we really do want them to complete the
Absolutely,
whole course. It is
yeah.
our passion to ensure that our students complete the whole course and stay with us for further career opportunities or further development or postdoctoral work. So, you know, it is our passion, whilst the opportunities there, to support the student to complete the whole degree, get their award and continue with us or go and get work. So our passion is to try and get them through the whole process. So if they are struggling, we put those systems into support.
Okay. Suppose if any student with stuck with some particular subjects, like in that one particular model there are different subjects.
Yes.
So some international, being an international student, some students will stuck up with some portions
Yes.
of this entire modules.
Yeah.
Is there any particular counselling body they'll counsel the students?
Yes, we support through our personal tutors. All that's in place to help them get the best mark that they can get. And if unfortunately they didn't pass that module, they get an opportunity in most cases to have a chance to resit that with support. So we put everything in to try and ensure the student gets to the end of the course. We want them to succeed.
And as well as the personal tutors, we have student buddy support systems as well.
Okay.
So students in the year above can be linked in with students on the year below to provide some support. We have in our library, which is open 24/7, within that there are services where there's a drop-in service for academic support in our learning hub in the library. And we have dedicated staff called literary fellows to support with academic writing. And in our English language centre we offer one-to-one tutorials with English language tutors specifically for international students to help with their academic reading and writing if they need it.
And outside of that, in terms of external support and helping them integrate into the university and enjoy life other than academic study. Siobhan and I, for our health students, run a social event to bring all the international students together so they can share and learn and meet one another and support one another. And then our Department of International Development, they support the students with excursions and helping them integrate from the minute they come. So an international student who comes to us will be picked up from the airport and they will be supported in the early days to make sure that they meet other people, they understand the area, they feel safe, they've got safe apps. So we do a holistic support of the student. It's not just about academia.
Okay. Is there some universities will celebrate like different festivals? With
Yes, we do all of that.
With an international students, to mingle with the universities
Yes.
and to get familiar with all these things. So like this, Teesside will conduct these sort of things.
Yeah, if you go onto our website, our Department of International Development, they run events every year. So they host events for Chinese New Year, for Diwali, everything, and they have proper events within our central hub for both home students and international students to come to and celebrate.
Okay, then how the Students' Union takes a place role?
Yes, the Students' Union again is based right within the campus, and we're actually in the process of developing a new student life centre. There's been huge investment in the campus over the last few years, £270 million developing facilities. Our student life centre is the latest one, which will due to be completed this year. So there are student advisors, dedicated international student advisors, all within the Students' Union for anybody to go to for help or advice at any time.
Okay. How is the accommodation cost in UK in all the different places and especially in Middlesbrough? Then how the accommodation costs and everything?
Well, this is a real advantage of studying at Teesside University. In Middlesbrough there are low living costs, low food and accommodation costs. Our campus accommodation ranges from about £50-60 a week up to about £115 a week, depending on the accommodation. So the cheaper accommodation, it may be a shared room.
Okay.
The more luxurious accommodation has private rooms, chill out rooms, cinema rooms. So there's a choice, but still per week, it's very, very low cost of living in Middlesbrough.
Okay. Then what are the transportation facilities available in UK?
There's good transportation, and we're very lucky at Teesside because we're near Durham Tees Valley Airport, so that's only about 20 minutes from the university. We've got good access to trains, a short walk, a 10-minute walk to the train station where people can commute to London or Edinburgh from. And the beauty, as Siobhan said at the beginning of this, the campus is it's a campus university, so students don't have to pay expensive travel costs. Once they're there, that's the cost because they can walk. Anything extra if they want to travel to other cities, there's easy transportable routes. We have buses, we have train routes, it's all there on hand.
Okay. So like as we have discussed, some courses are getting very popular as of now, like adult nursing and child nursing and midwife.
Yes.
Then how these courses are growing now in UK?
They've all our healthcare courses have always been very popular, and because there is a shortage of NHS staff, the courses are popular. Our healthcare providers really support the courses because they want people to train and come and work with them, and we're just seeing a continual increase in healthcare courses being taken up.
Okay, so all the programs designed in such a way that practically it should be
all
implemented, right?
Yeah.
All of them.
Yes.
Okay. How a student can feel secure? Someone saying that that there is almost a rumor or anything else that Middlesbrough is like almost a rural town.
Well,
so how a student can be secured? Being an international student, every parent can think in that way, right?
Absolutely.
So then how you can cope up with these things?
Our Vice Chancellor and our Pro Vice Chancellor for International has spent a lot of time ensuring safety, and what we have now is we have police officers on site funded by the university to keep the site safe. Through our Students' Union, our students get safe apps, so at any time they can press the safe app if they feel unsafe. Our students are also monitored for attendance, so we know where our students are, and the campus has been made a safe and secure campus, so safety is taken into account. All our university accommodation has cameras in to keep students safe. So over the last 3 years, the Vice Chancellor has made it a prime consideration to make sure our students and staff feel safe on the site and put procedures into place. So the student, if they have the Safe Zone app, as soon as they press the button, security would come and support them.
Okay. In some universities, especially for a pharmaceutical background student, some universities deal with an almost 5 days college. 5 days college and 1 day with the practical approach and all. So then how is your approach? In week, how many days the college will run for pharmaceutical students?
So usually, on average, each course is different because the design of a course is governed by the professional or statutory body that course is aligned to. So for nursing would be the Nursing and Midwifery Council, psychology, the BPS, for the physiotherapy, AHPs, it's the HCPC. And there's a requirement as to how many hours within the programme need to be theoretical and how many need to be practical. It's roughly a 50% split. And most of the courses start, first of all, with, especially for international students, the orientation week by our Department for International Development.
Okay.
Then there's an induction week, which is for all the students on the course that the course leaders run to get the students inducted into the school. And then there's usually about 2 or 3 weeks of academic learning before the students are then out on block periods of placement, which can range from 2 weeks to 6 weeks, and then that's integrated throughout the whole course over the 3 years.
Okay, so even particularly then when it comes to the health sector, there will be more practicals rather than the theory.
Yes.
So in practical there will be some drugs. Like we used to be make within all these kind of things for uses of those particular drugs we need a license, right? Is there any particular things that would be very difficult to the student to get the license to use that particular drug?
In terms of pharmaceutical, as I mentioned earlier, we don't currently, we are looking to in the future run pharmacy. So that runs from Newcastle University and Sunderland University. For other courses where those sort of things come into play, so such as drug calculations for patients, our students are trained throughout their course to manage that, but they are supervised all the way through until they finish their course, and then they get registration. That registration allows them to then practice those things, but throughout the course they are supervised continually by our healthcare practitioners. So if they are giving drugs, if they are taking blood, they are overseen all the time. They cannot do it alone until they finish the whole course and gain registration at the end, and then they can practice as a healthcare professional.
Okay. To summarize all these things, Sasi, then what do you say to the healthcare students? How, what do you say for healthcare students in UK?
I would say to our healthcare students that the courses are phenomenal. They really allow the students to do academic learning and go in and do real life learning with patients, overseen by some of our very, very skillful healthcare leaders. And I think what it gives them is a holistic learning package of both academia and placement to get them ready to register with the opportunity of a job at the end of it. So I think the healthcare courses provide all of
Absolutely.
that.
Yes. Okay. So what do you say, Sasi?
Well, really reiterating what Susie has said, and the advantage with the healthcare courses coming out with the registration, it's for those that want to stay on in the UK, for our graduates that want to stay on in the UK, there's the opportunity for them to, because they're registered in the UK, to practice in that profession. But the unique thing as well about that, in terms of being registered as a nurse or physiotherapist or radiographer, that's recognised across the world. So they go back with really good employability skills wherever they want to work at the end. And we will develop and nurture really highly skilled, in terms of both their technical skills and their personal skills, really highly skilled graduates. So they are highly sought after across the world in terms of jobs.
Okay. Thank you very
Thank
much,
you.
Dr. Sasi
Thank you very much.
And thanks for your time as
Thank
well.
you.
Thank you
Thank you.
very much.
Thank you.